Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. How you been? My name is Megan Lynn's Makeup and today I am literally going to be trying as many shades as I possibly can fit of the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette onto my face without it getting too crazy up in here. I basically was able to fit 14 out of the 35 eyeshadows onto my face. I knew I wanted to fill in my brows with the palette, do an entire eye look, use it for cheek contour, highlight, and all of that fun stuff, and this is what I was able to come up with. I'm just so excited to finally have the palette in my hands and to have tried it on my face. And if you're interested in seeing how the heck I managed to get 14 out of the 35 eyeshadows on my face, then just keep on watching. Oh, hey there. What brings you around this neck of the woods? How you doing today? I filmed a video for this week, next week, who knows when you're gonna see it, but the same day that I filmed that video, I walked out the door to go to work and there was a particular package that was delivered to my house, which I have not opened, I have not touched, I have not swatched, I have not seen or done anything with this palette yet. But I knew that I needed to film a video with it like ASAP. So who knows if I'm about to be cranking an all-nighter tonight to edit this so you can see this tomorrow, or if you're gonna wind up seeing this in the week following. But I knew that I needed to try the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette Volume 2 on my channel. I decided Mardi Gras is actually, depending on when you see this video, this week or last week. So I thought it would be really fun if I literally just did this gigantic look. Also, if I sound like I'm getting a cold, I'm definitely a bit sniffly and my throat, my voice is like on its way out. So I have not touched this, I have not swatched this, and I just literally haven't even opened the package yet because I wanted to do it here on camera. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I've been seeing people making YouTube videos that'll have like one headphone in, be listening to playlists on Spotify. So I have my phone in front of me and I'm literally listening to a playlist that's called Your Favorite TikTok Songs. So the Jaclyn comes in a standard cardboard unicarton and it is wrapped in bubble wrap. And then you have got the standard cardboard packaging here. Moment of truth. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at this. Wow. This is literally so beautiful. I'm gonna start with Not My Journey, the purple shade, and just brush through my brows. I'm gonna start with Not My Journey in like the center back half of my brows. There is a little bit of fallout, that's normal. This is a pressed pigment palette. Purples are like one of the trickiest eyeshadows that you can possibly make just because of the formulation. I just did like one swipe and it filled in like my brow in like 3 seconds. Okay, I'm just gonna keep the tail end of my brow purple because I'm gonna go in with the front with like the electric orange. So I'm gonna do the other brow purple. You know how people say brows are sisters, not twins? Mine are like distant cousins that haven't spoken in years. Okay, so that looks really weird because I'm missing the front half of my eyebrows. And I'm going to use the exact same brush to fill in the front part of the brow with like the bright orange, my man, this shade right here. I don't want to pick up too much of that product because again, where it's like a pressed pigment, I don't want to have so much loaded onto my brush that when I go to touch it to my brow, it just like chunks and falls off onto my eyes. That's a fun eyebrow. Now, my distant cousin eyebrows, I have less hairs in the front of this brow, so I'm actually going to take a titch more of the purple and just kind of like stamp that straight up and down just to like mimic a brow hair. I'm going to set my brows, and I'm just going to be using the Benefit 3D Brow Tones in Deep Blue. Let's just start with eyeshadow because I feel like I'll probably be blending and like blow out the eyeshadow into like where I want my cheeks. Okay, so I definitely know I want to be using the purple, the orange, and probably the yellow on my eyes, and that's probably the same color scheme I'm going to be using on my cheeks for like contouring and whatnot. So I'm just going to start off with the darker purple that I used on my brows, not my journey. And I'm like tapping my brush in and then tapping off the excess. Alright, so I'm going to start with more of a packing motion because something in my heart and soul tells me if I start sweeping this color, I'm going to straight up have fallout all over my cheek. That's nothing against Morphe or Jaclyn, that's just like a pressed pigment eyeshadow thing. Definitely want to be able to see where that orange shadow's coming in. So I'm just going to pick up more of that purple and start stamping out more and creating that wing shape. And I'm kind of following, like I can feel with my brush, like that's where like my temporal bone is. And then I'm going to connect this back down to the outer corner of my eye. Okay, let's do the other eyeball, shall we? This is very easy to build up color with, but it's also very easy to blend out. I'm not having like issues at all with, I mean, when you're doing work like this, especially where it's like so big on the eyes, you do have to like sit back and like make sure that you're balanced, like in terms of at least saturation, like making sure if like I have a darker pigmentation of purple in my inner corner that I've got that matching on my opposite eye, or like say if like I'm blending one side on one eye up higher than the other, that I can like kind of flick that out on the other eye. Okay, I'm gonna dip into a bigger, fluffier brush, something that's still tapered and comes to a point. This is actually a Sephora collection brush. This is a 205 brush, and I'm going to use the pointed crease end, which is definitely bigger than the Morphe M506 brush that I was just using. And I'm going to use this one to start to blend out the edge of that purple a little bit more, as well as add in that orange. So I'm going to be dipping into my man, this bright orange right here. And same thing with my Morphe brush that I'm going to be doing with the Sephora brush. I'm just going to take the tip of it and dip that right in, but at a slight angle so I can start to blend that corner. I'm going to start that. Oh my god, the pigmentation on this palette. I'm not worried about underneath of my eyes yet because I will get to that. I would just like to get the blending down on the top, and then we'll worry about the bottom blending later. Okay, so I would like to dip into, no joke, this bright yellow, but before I'm going to, oftentimes when you're working with shadows like this, you have to add your first color, the darker color, and then when you go on with a blending shade, they tend to like mute each other down. So before I dip into the yellow, I'm going to take my original Morphe brush again and dip back into Not My Journey, that deep purple. And I'm not trying to go right where the purple and the orange mix. I want to hit that deepest point right into that orange. Lightly. I don't know half of these songs. No, I don't know 95% of these songs on this TikTok playlist. But I like them. Okay, so we just added that purple, so I'm gonna go back again with my Sephora brush and dip into my man with that orange, and I don't want to add as much of the orange as I did when I first blended the edges, but again, like, I just kind of like want to hit where I just went in with my purple again. Just like a kiss of eyeshadow, just a touch. Okay, so we are finally going to be dipping into the yellow. Oh, I just knocked Jeffrey setting spray over. So I'm going to dip into No Joke, and I'm going to use a... I want to treat this like my highlighter on my brow bone because I feel like I go so tall with my darker shadows. I don't have enough room for it to be like a blending shade. So I'm just going to use that same Sephora collection brush, but I'm going to use the opposite end. Just like a flat top brush, and kind of hold that at an angle. And just dip into the yellow like that. Ooh, look at that color. And just start again to press that over the orange. And I'm focusing mainly on the area of my eye that I don't necessarily have shadow at. Remember how earlier we were talking about with blending the orange and the purple, that when you add colors, sometimes you lose the color prior. So now where I'm stamping on and adding that yellow, I'm losing some of the orange in between the purple. So now I'm going to take the end of the Sephora collection again and dip into my man. I'm going to cut my crease, and I'm going to get a flat brush. I usually like a Morphe M167. This is very, very similar to that Sephora collection and the flat brush here, but this is a lot skinnier. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to carve out a little bit more of my lid. The space where I don't have any eyeshadow from my lash line up is kind of the area that I want to focus on. I definitely would like to incorporate a little bit more of this yellow gold here that we have going on. It is called Taliya. I think it's Taliya, but I'm gonna take my Anastasia eye primer and just make a little puddle on the back of my hand. Just looking between the two, because I bring my lids so high, because I lose a lot of my lid when my eye rests naturally, you're gonna see a lot of that purple disappear, and I'm gonna show you where we can bring that back. I'm going to use the same brush that I just used to cut my crease, and I'm going to flip it to the side that doesn't have the eyeshadow primer on it. Oh, this is where I need to get that Jeffree spray I knocked over earlier. 1 second. This particular eyeshadow primer dries down almost like instantly, so it's not super tacky like when I first applied it. Generally, shadows like this are, personally, I find best to use with your finger. I'll claw my eyes out if I use my finger, so I'm going to use a flat brush. After I pick up the eyeshadow, I'm going to spray the brush. I don't like to spray my brush prior to me putting it into the eyeshadow, because then I feel like I almost like set the eyeshadow in the pan. Alright, I'm just going to do the same thing onto the other eyeball. One thing I want you to see after dipping that brush in, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but you'll almost see the shimmer has almost like a flat part right in the center of it, whereas the other shimmers, like down here, you should still be able to see the texture of them, but that one's gonna have almost like a flat area to it. That's what happens when you press a shadow down, whether it's with a brush or your finger. Also going to dip into this purple shimmer up top called A Moment. Oh, I love this. This is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Shout out to my mans for ordering my palette. He knew it would be good for the content. Now we've got like this weird like thing going on. Honestly, I'm just gonna take my original Morphe M506 brush with Not My Journey and just stamp to fill in that space. Like I mentioned when we were cutting the crease, you lose a lot of the purple in that very inner corner, or at least the style that I use to kind of cut my crease. So I'm going to take a really thin precision brush. This is a Sephora collection. It's called a Drawing Detail. It's the brush number 40, currently 50% off if you would like one. I'm going to dip into Not My Journey and then just use the very tip of that to start to place color right against that cut crease. Alright, now we gotta worry about the bottom of the eyes. So I'm gonna take just a black kohl eyeliner I've really been loving lately, the Huda Beauty, the Life Liner in Very Vanta Extreme Black. I would really like to use as many shadows as I can in this palette. So I'm gonna take a small flat brush, similar to the Sephora collection one that we used under the brow. This is just like an old e.l.f. brush, and I'm gonna dip into Tipsy Girl and start to way buff that out under my eyes. But I'm also gonna wind up blending this onto my cheeks. Oh no! Do you see that pink right there? I didn't put that there. I don't want that there. I made a terrible mistake. Oh my god. Where did that come from? Operator error, I'm telling you. This pink in particular is a titch dustier than the other shadows we've been working with here. This is fun. This is a bit ridiculous, but we're going to take the precision brush we just used and dip into Temptress, which is the black eyeshadow from the palette, and use that to kind of connect the pink to the depth of the eyeliner. Wow, so like that was the worst ever. My SD card in my camera ran out of storage. I love when that happens. So now here we are, and it's about an hour and a half later in my time, and you will notice I have lashes on. So while I was waiting to get stuff off of my camera onto my laptop, I basically just did the same thing, adding that black shadow under the eye to this eyeball, and then I also brought the shadow across my lash line, kind of like an eyeliner, and I did dip into Living My Best and Heart On to help blend like the pink and the black together. And then I just added some AliExpress eyelashes. I have no idea what style these are. I put big dramatic lashes up top, and then I put like little nub lashes in the corners. So literally the only thing that I have to do right now is just put my face back on. So I'm going to start using that pink that I had blended onto the lowest part of my lash line on a Wet n Wild brush actually, so it's just like an angled contour. I'm just gonna start to really pack that right on. I actually kind of like the way that it just cuts off here. I almost like don't want to continue the pink around my forehead, you know what I mean? Like I like the way that the shadow just kind of cuts off with the wing of the eyes. As I get towards the bridge of the nose, I'm going to do some like e-girl nonsense here, and without picking up any more product, I'm going to start to bring that pink kind of in towards the bridge of my nose. So even though it looks lighter, it's still that same pink. I just haven't picked up any more color. And I'm actually going to dip into Positivi-tea, which is like a lighter, peachier version of the pink tone. Because I want to keep the pink around the edge of my eyeshadow right there, I am going to take a little bit of this like peachy tone and just kind of bring it above my brow. So I'm going to keep this space clear, and I think I'm going to avoid the center of my forehead as well. I do want to contour a little bit more here, so I'm going to take a Makeup Addiction's Precision highlight brush and not use it for highlighting. I'm going to use the very tip of it and dip into Dad's Potty, what we were using to blend out between the pink and the black. So I'm gonna run this through like the center and the deepest part of the other places I added those pink and peachy tones. So like right very, very lightly. That's not light, that's not what I wanted. This is gonna be very clown-like. Why? Why? I want to use the highlight here, so I think I'm gonna dip into this shade. This is called I'm In It. I'm gonna flip over my brush, but in order to get the shimmer that I want, I'm gonna spray my face first. Take a Morphe M510, it's like a big fluffy brush like this, and use that to highlight. I definitely want to highlight under the brow bone as well, so I'm going to take that flat brush that I was using. I've decided I want to use this purple shade here, which I haven't touched yet, on another fluffy brush. This is old school Morphe B81, and just like hardly tap into that and use that to like contour. Alright, if anything, if I want to be wicked extra, I'm just gonna spray myself again. Now, I feel like it's only appropriate to have like a nude lip, but I still only want to use the palette. No, no, no. It's the thought that counts. Anastasia, Pure Hollywood. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so all in all, I was able to use 14 out of the 35 eyeshadows in this palette to create the face that I have on today. Everything from my eyebrows to my eyeshadow, my blush, the contour, the highlight, the whole shebang, everything but my foundation and the lipstick I did using the brand new Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I'm glad that I finally got to touch this palette. It literally was delivered to my house on Friday, and I was like, I'm not touching it until I'm gonna sit down and film with it. Alright, and that is all for me today. It has been a process trying to film this video and all of the issues dealing with like the memory card and whatnot, but this is my completed look. I am very happy with the way that this all came out. This is very much a me vibe. I feel more comfortable in makeup like this than I do with hardly anything on, or if I have more neutrals on. Like, I'd rather go all out and have the pink contour and all of that nonsense. Like, this is just very much so me. And if you like this look as well, I would love for you to like this video down below. Leave a comment about what your favorite part, the brows, the eyes, the cheeks. Let me know if there's any other looks or styles of makeup that you would like me to do with this Jaclyn Hill palette. Please subscribe to my channel, join my little family that I have here, and if you press the bell button down below, you will get notified for each time that I post. And that's it for me. Until I see you next time. And believe me, I will see you soon. Mwah. Oh, Shakira. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, excuse me. And like width. Oh my god, what's on my nose? Oh my god, no, what is on my nose? Zamora is